Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. I was out last week. I wasn't feeling well. I had a little bit of a flare-up, some joint discomfort, some colitis, so I was really under the weather. But I'm feeling much better. Been talking with my doctors, working with them, and thank God for them. I'm very, very fortunate to have such a great group of doctors caring for me. Anyway, I thought today I would share a get ready with me for a look that is very natural, and by natural I mean truly natural, not the YouTube version of natural that is very obviously a made-up look. I'm talking about something that makes you look fresh and even skin-toned, bright-eyed, with a little bit of color so that you don't look washed out, but yet not really too telltale-ish with the makeup. So let's get started. I'm going to use my CC Cream in Light. I've got a dampened Real Techniques sponge, and I've got my jojoba oil by Majestic Pure. And I'm just going to put out about a pump or pump and a half of the CC Cream on the back of my hand, to which I'll add, I'm almost out of my oil here, it's getting down very low, about 1 drop of the jojoba oil. Quick mix that together on the back of my hand, and then I'm just going to press it gently into my skin that has already been cleansed, toned, and treated with all of my skincare. So I'm just patting this into the skin. I love this CC Cream. It is water resistant. I wear it every day to the gym. I wear it almost, actually I do wear this. I wear this every day of my life. I don't think there's a day I don't go out of the house with it. The reason being, it's got a lot of good ingredients for your skin, but it also has an SPF of 50. So while it's probably not sufficient on its own if you say you were sunbathing or laying by a pool or at the beach, for just being outdoors, being in and out of the house, whatever it is you do, going to work, driving in your car, I think this is fantastic. It evens out my skin tone. I might need to apply a tiny bit more. It's very comfortable. It's not waterproof, but it's certainly water resistant. And truth be told, I've worn this to the pool. I don't like to go out with bare skin. I've got rosacea, I've got thin skin. I've got a lot of issues that are very common, and I don't see the point in exposing my bare skin that tends to get red and flushed to the elements any more than I need to. And I'll even put this on my chest in the summertime. It's just fantastic. So I think that's good. I still look a little ruddy, but I think that might have to do with the lights. But you know what? It's a natural look. It'll dry down a little. It's a little shiny, but I'll take care of that. Some of it will dry down. I could always put a little powder on. So now we've got a clean palette there. The next thing I want to do is fill in my eyebrows. And for that, I'm going to use, if I can find my eyebrow. Alrighty, here we go. By Sorme, sorry for the delay. I get this at Sally Beauty Supply. It's by a German company called Sorme. And this is the Rich Brown. And I'm just going to fill in my brows. Remember, your eyebrows are sisters, not twins. They don't have to be exact. No one's face from side to side is completely symmetrical, or shall I say very few people will have very perfectly symmetrical faces. But I do want them to look a little thicker. It really does frame your face out and really is more youthful, fresh look. So now I'm just taking the brush that it comes with and kind of brushing it in. This pencil is absolutely sweat-proof. I wear it all the time. To the gym, heavy workout, heavy sweating, even back when I used to spin at high intensity, and it would never budge. So now that's on. You can see I have a lot of darkness around my eyes. So, and I think that's probably because I'm on prednisone right now, a very low dose, but it's prednisone nonetheless. And one of the common side effects are it really disrupts your sleep pattern. So a small trade-off for no pain in my joints and soft tissue, so I'll take it, but I do have some dark circles, and I really think they're just from being tired. So I'm just going to put a little bit of concealer on. And again, I'm sorry, I didn't mention the Garnier Under Eye Dark Circle Corrector. This is a very viscous, liquid, very, very thin consistency. So it doesn't build up, it doesn't settle into fine lines. You can layer it to get a more solid opaque coverage, but today I'm just going for, you know, again, not tired, more bright-eyed. Now, you saw me put some on my eyelid. I'm actually really taking care to rub it into my lower lid. I don't want it to scream that I have a lot of concealer on, because that's a dead giveaway. It will look very made up, and you don't want that. If you're going for a look, maybe you have a business meeting, maybe you have a more somber occasion, I don't know. Maybe you're going somewhere where you just feel like you want to look fresh and alive, but you don't want the world to know you spent a lot of time with your makeup for whatever reason. This is just the way to do it. Less is more. I'm usually a more is more kind of person, but in this case, less is more, and you can add, you know, layer it as you need. I think that's good for now, because once I powder, it's really going to brighten up. Speaking of powder, I'm going to use my e.l.f. Under Eye Setting Powder. This is one of the most finest milled powders on the market. It's so inexpensive. You don't need to spend a lot of money on a powder. It has a slightly off-white. I don't know if it looks more pure white, but it's not. It's a little bit off-white, and I think that just helps to blend right under the eyes. I'm using my Real Techniques. What brush is this? I don't know, but I love it for setting. And I'm just going to powder that underneath my eyes very lightly and right in there where I tend to be dark. A lot of women, once you reach your mid-40s, maybe your early 40s, you'll start to get some hollowness and darkness right in here on your top lid. Nothing that a little concealer, for the most of us, can't remedy. There you go. Yeah, see, that worked out well. So that's set. I don't need to brush anything away. It's very light, it's very comfortable. I will not have to worry about it creasing or settling into fine lines. It will stay perfect all day. Next, what I'm going to do is, I think while we're on that, I am going to add a little bit of powder, for which I'm using the Coty Air Spun. And this one is the original formula in translucent. So it's just a sheer powder. Usually I take a puff, but I'm going to go super, super light with it. I'm just going to take another Real Techniques, their big powder brush, tap off the excess, and just do a quick powder all over my face. Take down any shine and set it, especially around my nose where I tend to get very red. That's it. I love this powder because it is, I would say it's sort of a matte to satin finish. Your skin won't look really dried out. Your skin won't look matte, and it won't look super powdery. It's a really beautiful finish. I know a lot of people don't like the scent. I like it. I find it to be pretty. It doesn't irritate my skin. It's not overpowering. Next, to keep the eyes bright but natural, I'm going to take another oldie and goodie, Wet n Wild Brulee, which is a very fair flesh tone, great for eye brightening, great for the corners of the eye. It's just a good workhorse. I'm going to use one of my, actually I'm going to use something a little more fluffy. Let me see what I've got in my arsenal. This is an IT Cosmetics brush. And I'm just going to pat it into the shadow, and now just lightly apply this lower lid first in that dark corner, and then work my way up to the brow. And then just bring it into my inner corner. It's a very subtle eye brightening. I don't even know if you can pick that up, but it's very soft. It evens out any kind of discoloration you might have on your eyes. But it's very subtle. I love this. Excellent. Let's put a little bit more in my areas where I know I tend to be dark, and it just opens the eye right up. Perfect. I'm going to use a little bit of a bronzer. Today I'm going to dip into my Chanel Soleil Tan. I've had this for over a year. It hardly looks like I've used any. It's a cream. It's almost like a cream to powder finish. And it's a beautiful glow. And it's really universal. You can build it for darker skin tones. It'll add a little bit more warmth. For someone fair like me, I'm not self-tanning right now. It just adds a subtle glow. Takes the kind of paleness out of the skin. Warms the face up. So you just kind of think of where would the sun add some color, and that's where you want to apply it. Of course, I'm going to put a little underneath my chin for a little pseudo contouring, and then along the side of my nose, and a little bit across the cheek, and on the chin. That's it. Actually, one more spot is optional, but I'm going to go right across my brow, my eyelid, excuse me. Gives a little bit of color brightening again without any telltale sort of makeup look. So I think I'm doing pretty well here. I've already curled my eyelashes. Now mascara in this case would be optional, and so would eye makeup. I think I'm going to show you, if you wanted to add a little bit of eye makeup, how, aside from the shadow I just used, but how to define the eyes a little bit, make your upper lash line look a little bit thicker without, again, screaming that you have a lot of makeup. So what you want to do is, excuse me, get a darker color. I am going to take a dark brown, and I'm going to have to look down into my mirror. What you want to do is line the outer half to third of your eye, basically dragging the side of your, not going in straight. Take your liner on the side and just sort of very carefully, I'll see if I can do it in the monitor, working a little bit on the lid and a little bit on your lash line. Just create a slight line. You can see the definition from one eye to the other. That's it. I'm going to do the same on the other side. It makes your lashes look thicker. It makes your eyes look more open. Now, I'm actually going to take it to the next step and just with a very narrow little brush. This is by Eco Tools. I'm just going to gently soften and smudge that line, keeping it closer to my lash line than my skin. So it's really hard to see that I'm wearing a lot of eye makeup, if at all, any. It just looks like my lash line is nice and thick, which it's not. My lashes are long, but they're not super thick. Perfect. And if you wanted to, you could also do a tight line on the inner upper. I'm not going to do that. I think that this is plenty. I want it really to look very, very natural, yet bright. I'm going to use, I'm almost finished with my, It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. So I'm going to put a very light coat on. And it's got to be neatly applied without any clumps, which this one is pretty good about not clumping. And it just gives you, it's a nice dark black, true black. It doesn't really, it's just a rich black. It's beautiful. And it's going to thicken up my lashes so that you can actually see them. They're a light color. My natural lashes are a pretty light color too, which you wouldn't think, but they are. And that's it. I'm not going to put anything on my lower lashes. That's optional. You could. I'm not going to. I just kind of want to work with that little bit that I've got. Now, you could also add a touch of blush if you wanted to. I think I might, just because I feel like I look a little washed out from not having slept enough. I'm going to use Milani Tea Rose. It's a matte, beautiful, soft pink, powdery pink. Get a fluffy brush. And I'm just going to put a little on the apples, or just above the apples of my cheeks. That's it. for lips, I would challenge almost anyone to try Wet n Wild 666. It really is a lip color. If you happen to have very pale lips or very red lips, you may find that this isn't exactly your natural color. But if you're, my lips are pretty much red naturally, and this is a great, it just enhances the shape of my lips without it screaming that I have lip liner on. It's such a natural color for me. I think for most people, this would be a natural lip color. And like I always say, it's like 99 cents. And it wears beautifully. So I'm not really overdrawing to enhance the size of my lips or anything like that. I'm really just working on my lip line. The vermilion line, I think is what it's called. The border, the vermilion border. It's like every body part has a special name. And then I'm just kind of softening the line, smudging in with a little color. And I'll top that with a sheer gloss, something really sheer. I don't even know if I have what I'm looking for. Oh my goodness, this is good. This is something I've had forever. Popcorn for Two by Rimmel. It actually has a little iridescence to it, but it's also very sheer. Okay. So there you have it. No frills, but gets you out the door makeup. Makes you look fresh, makes you look alive, makes you look ready for a meeting, ready for an appointment, whatever it is. If you're not feeling well, you're a little under the weather, you're tired, lacking sleep like I am, this just kind of brightens up the face without screaming, I just did a full face of makeup. So if you have any questions, leave me a comment below. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day, and I do hope to have another video out this week, so be on the lookout. Bye!